Welcome to Griffin's Gaming Guides. In this video we're going to go over how to take down the Ravager in Remnant 2. Now the Ravager is the world boss on Yaesha, providing you've got the Forbidden Glade as your starting point. You then need to make sure that you go through Kaeula's Rest, collect the temple key, which should be patched now. I'm doing this guide on the 7th of August 2023. There was a previous issue with the temple key. As far as I'm aware, it's been fixed. So if you're a bit apprehensive about this one, now's the time to go through. Obviously, if there are any issues, let me know down in the comments. I'll recontact the developers and hopefully we can get a future patch arranged. But either way, once you're through Kaeula's Rest and you've taken down the Kaeula's Shadow boss, link below the like button for that one, you can then go through and access the back area of the Forbidden Grove, where you're going to be able to interact with the machine, starting up the Water Harp. Now with the Water Harp started, you're then going to be able to go over to the area to the right of the kind of bridge section that isn't currently there. We need to input a certain amount of pegs into the Water Harp, which will then play a song raising the bridge up, allowing you to access the Ravager's Lair. So we're just coming up to the Water Harp now, and what you need to do is lower all of the pegs that are currently raised on the Water Harp. There will be 8 rows going down and 5 columns going across. Now if we number them 1 through 8 down and 1 through 5 across, we can then talk you through what pegs we need to raise. So to start off with, we need to raise on row 1, peg 5. Row 2, leave blank. Row 3, raise peg 4. Row 4, leave it blank. Row 5, raise peg 3. Row 6, raise peg 4. Row 7, raise peg 1. And then row 8, leave it blank. You can then leave the Water Harp, use the lever to your left, which you can then pull. You will then play a song. It will take a couple of minutes to actually run through. Once it's done, the bridge will raise up. You're going to be able to get yourself into the Ravager's Lair. Now once you're in the Ravager's Lair, rest at the checkpoint and then head through. For this particular guide, we're going to focus on taking down the Ravager. So when you get given a choice to either kill the doe, shoot the Ravager instead, which will instigate the Ravager boss fight straight away, and it is a fairly tough one. Now for me, I'm going in as a challenger with a summoner, both level 10. I've got their ultimate abilities, and this thing does hit very hard. For a world boss, it's a tough one. Now the Ravager will come at you with a series of strikes with its front claws. It will also kind of jump up and claw at you with its back legs. You're then also going to have kind of an AoE explosion to deal with, a nasty shockwave which will start removing the columns in quick succession around the arena. So if you're using them for cover, don't get too used to it because they're not going to be there long. It will also do this kind of weird little tornado spinning attack. If you get caught up in that, it's back to the checkpoint for you. So you need to avoid that at all times. Don't go in with a melee focused build on this one. Make sure you use range and you're going to have a much easier time taking down the Ravager. Now like I say, for me, I'm using the Challenger as well as the Summoner. I summoned in the Reaver just to basically aggro the boss, deal it some more damage. If you're going in with co-op, then fantastic. Use your mates, do what you need to do, get this thing taken down. The weak spot for it seems to be on its back, although it doesn't really land a lot of criticals. I'm not too sure if you can get around behind it. Obviously, if there's 2, 3, 4 of you playing, however many can do co-op, I'm not too sure. I haven't actually done it. I'm playing solo. If you can get behind it, you should be able to inflict a lot more damage. As for me, I couldn't really find a crit spot on the front or top of the Ravager. Now reward wise, once you've taken down the Corrupted Ravager, you're going to be gifted 5 Luminite Crystal, 750 scrap, 1 Tome of Knowledge, the Ravager's Maw, providing you follow the steps laid out in this guide, and a strange object which will allow you to access the labyrinth once you've interacted with a wild stone. The Ravager's Maw is a very important item as it allows you to create a boss weapon which will be the Feral Judgment Claws, which is a melee weapon which is incredibly powerful. I haven't even upgraded this thing yet and it's absolutely slashing through enemies like no one's business. I highly recommend getting the Feral Judgment. We're going to make a full guide on that one on the channel as well, so make sure you come back and check that one out. But anyway, that's how to access the Ravager's Lair and then take down the Corrupted Ravager. I do hope that the guide's helped you out. If it has, do me a massive favour, hit the sub button. It does help us out a great deal. Either way though, whichever you decide to do, please enjoy the rest of the day. You guys take care of yourselves and we do look forward to seeing you back here at Griffin's Gaming Guides.